A very good morning to you children. In the previous class I was discussing many problems on your application of percentage. Let us discuss few more problems to complete the chapter. Okay. Suppose in a particular question it is given, see, suppose if x% of y is, if x% of y is 13x, look at this question. Find y, find the value of y. See, what is the meaning of this question? If x% of y is 13x, what will be the value of y? How to find out? It is a very simple question, children. You see, x% of y means your x% of y is means equal to, it is 13x. Now, x% of y means x% means x by 100, of means into y equal to 13x. Now we want to find the value of y, so we have to take x by 100 to the right hand side. So what will be the value of y? This one is multiplied, if it goes to the right hand side it will be divided. So y will be 13x into 100 by x, and x cancel, it will be 1300. You see 1300. So the value of y will be 1300. So you can do this one. I hope you understood. Okay. Let me discuss another question. Suppose you are given, you see, suppose in an exam, suppose 30% marks, you see, 30% marks, minimum mark at least, is required, you see, is required to pass a test. To pass a test. What does it mean? That means, whatever is the maximum mark or full mark of the test, a child has to secure 30% in order to clear the test. Okay. Suppose, if a child, if a student scores say 135 marks and is declared fail and fails by say 15 marks, suppose he is declared fail by 15 marks, okay, then find the maximum mark of the test. Find the maximum mark means full mark, maximum mark of the test. How to solve this question, you see children. Okay. See, what is the question? At least 30% mark is needed or required to pass a test or clear a test. But a child, he scored only 135 marks. Suppose he scored 135 marks and he fails by how many marks? 15 marks. See children, if he scores 135 marks and if he is declared fail by 15 marks, then what will be the pass mark? Definitely this 15 and 135 will be added. That means, had the child been scoring 135 plus 15, that is 150 marks, then he would have declared pass. Okay, he would have been declared as pass. See, that means the pass mark will be 135 plus 15. That is 150. But what we have to find out? We have to find out what is the maximum mark or full mark of the test. So how to find out? How to solve this one? You see, this is a problem on application of percentage. See children, this particular problem we can solve in different ways by taking x with the help of equation or by unitary method. Any one method you like you can do. Let us solve this by using the concept of linear equation. See, okay. So how to solve it? Let us see. Now we do not, in this question we want to find the maximum mark and we do not know what is the maximum mark. So let the maximum mark, you see, let the maximum mark maximum mark be suppose x. If the maximum mark is x, then what percent is, at least what percent is required to pass? 30% according to the question. So 30% required means that is the pass mark. So according to question, the pass mark, you see, the pass mark is given 30%. 30% means 30% of the maximum mark, that is x. So what will be the value to find out? It is 30% means 30 by 100 into x. So which will be equal to 3x by 10, you see, on simplification. So this will be the pass mark. But you see, what is the mark scored by the student? 135. Here secured, you see. Mark secured is given. Mark secured or scored, whatever you write. Mark secured is 135 and he is failed by how many marks? Failed by 15 marks. The child is failed by 15 marks as he has scored only 135 marks. Then what is the pass mark? What should be the pass mark? These two will be added. If 135 and 15 is added, So it will be 150. That means the pass mark is 150. Therefore, you see. Therefore, the pass mark of the test. So pass mark of the test will be 135 plus 15. That is 150. But you see. But what is the pass mark? Here, the pass mark is 3x by 10. And here we are getting, according to question, it is 3x by 10. But the pass mark as per the given condition is 150. So this and this must be equal. Then only you will get a linear equation. If you solve, you will get the value of x, which is the maximum mark of the test. So what will be my next step? According to question, 3x by 10 will be 150. Now you solve it. So x will be equal to 100, x will be equal to 150 into 10 by 3, which is 500. On simplification, you will get 500. So x is 500. That means the maximum mark of the test is 500. Okay. So this is one application of your application of percentage. Let me discuss another question, the last question of this chapter. Suppose you are given, see, I hope you understood, children. Let us discuss another question. The question is, what is the question? The question is, you see, at what rate of interest per annum? You see, at what rate of interest per annum? A sum of rupees 8,000, you see, amounts to rupees 9,260 in 3 whole 1 by 2 years. You see, this is the question. So what is the meaning of this question? Let us first analyze. In this particular question, we are given, what we are given? We are given the sum. Sum means your 8,000. It is the principal. 8,000. Amounts to means it is the value of amount. Rupees 9,260. Okay. And what else given? You are given the time period also. See, the time period T is given 3 whole 1 by 2 years. That is 7 by 2 years. Okay. Now what we have to find out? We have to find out the rate of interest. We do not know what is the rate. You see, we do not know what is the rate of interest. So to find the rate of interest, you recall the formula for rate of interest. What is the formula? I hope you must have remembered. It is SI into 100 by principal into time period. You see, this is the formula to find the rate of interest. We know the time period in this question, we know the principal in this question, but we do not know what is the simple interest. If we can find the simple interest, then easily we can find what will be the rate of interest. Now the point is how to get the simple interest. Okay. See children, you are given the principal and amount, you know the formula for amount. Amount equal to what? It is principal plus interest, simple interest. So if principal plus simple interest is amount, then simple interest will be what? Simple interest will be your amount minus principal. If the principal is subtracted from amount, you will get the simple interest. That means it is 9260 minus 8,000, which is 1260. Okay, 1,260 rupees. This will be your simple interest. Now you got the simple interest. You can easily calculate what will be the rate of interest. Okay. Therefore, R will be 1260 into 100 by principal is your 8,000 and time is 7 by 2 years. So 2 and 8,000 cancel. It will be 4,000. You do the calculation work. Now 1260 into 100 divided by 4,000 into 7. Now 0, 0, 0, 0. Cancel this 0, cancel. Now cancel 7 by 126. It will be 18. Because 18 7 is 126. You know the table. So what did you get? 18 by 4. 18 by 4 means it is 9 by 2. Which is 4 whole 1 by 2 years. You see. So this will be the time period. I mean this will be the rate of interest. Sorry. 4 whole 1 by 2%. That is 4.5%. You see. So, at the rate of 4 whole 1 by 2% or 4.5% per annum, this sum, a sum of 8,000 will amount to rupees 9260 in 3 whole 1 by 2 years. Okay. Children, I discussed so many problems from this chapter. I discussed almost everything in detail about simple interest, then formula for your principal rate and time under different given conditions, then CP, SP, how to find CP and SP under different given conditions. I discussed everything in detail, and I am sure you must have understood the chapter. So the only thing what you require is you have to do practice. I mean, solve as many problems as possible on application of percentage, so that you will be confident to appear. I mean, to solve. You will be confident to solve any kind of question that comes in the exam from the chapter application of percentage. Okay. So with this we came to the end of this chapter, and we will discuss another new chapter in the next class. And I hope you all of you must have understood. Okay. Thank you.